Have you ever wondered what true survival looks like? Not the kind that's written in stories or shown in movies, but the kind where a human soul stands between life and death and chooses life. This is the true story of Juliane Koepcke, a 17-year-old girl who fell from the sky and walked her way back to life through the heart of the Amazon rainforest. The day everything fell apart. It was Christmas Eve, 1971. Juliane was on a flight from Lima, Peru, with her mother, traveling home to join her father at a remote research station. The plane climbed into the clouds, and passengers settled in for the short trip. Then, in a flash of light, lightning struck. The sky roared. The plane shook violently. The next moment, Juliane heard her mother whisper, "Now it's all over." The aircraft broke apart mid-air. Juliane, still strapped to her seat, was thrown out into open sky, spinning, falling, and unconscious as the wind screamed past her. She plummeted 10,000 feet into the depths of the Amazon jungle. When she opened her eyes, the world was silent. She was alone, surrounded by endless trees. The miracle of survival. Her collarbone was broken, her arm badly cut, one eye swollen shut. But somehow, she was alive. All around her lay wreckage and silence. No voices, no signs of life. She called for her mother, but there was only the hum of the rainforest. Most people would have waited for rescue. But Juliane remembered something her father, a biologist, had taught her. If you ever get lost, follow water. Water leads to civilization. And so she began her journey, limping through the forest, guided by a stream, holding on to a simple, desperate hope. Someone somewhere must be waiting at the other end. 11 days in the jungle. For 11 days, Juliane walked, swam, and crawled through mud and rain. Her wounds became infected. Maggots infested a cut on her arm. Mosquitoes bit her raw skin. She had no food except a few candies she'd found at the crash site. Every step was pain. Every night, fear. But she kept moving, because stopping meant dying. She later said, "I wasn't brave. I just had no other choice but to keep going." Sometimes that's what real courage is. Not the absence of fear, but the decision to take one more step even when your strength is gone. On the 11th day, she found a small wooden hut, abandoned by lumbermen. Inside were tools and fuel. She cleaned her wounds with gasoline, fighting back screams. And then, the next day, she was found. After nearly 2 weeks of isolation, exhaustion, and unimaginable suffering, Juliane Koepcke was rescued. She was the sole survivor of Flight 508. The healing after survival. Juliane went on to recover fully. But the physical wounds healed faster than the emotional ones. She had survived, but her mother hadn't. She lived with the grief, the guilt, and the question that haunts every survivor. Why me? Over the years, she found meaning not in escaping her past, but in embracing it. She studied biology, like her parents, and devoted her life to protecting the rainforest, the very jungle that once tried to kill her, but also kept her alive. The lesson for all of us. Juliane's story isn't just about survival, it's about transformation. When life falls apart, when everything you love crashes without warning, and when you find yourself lost in the wilderness of pain, remember her story. You may not control the fall, but you can choose how you walk through the forest. Because sometimes, the same place that breaks you is the place that teaches you how to live again. Healing Heart's message. So if you're struggling right now, with loss, with loneliness, with wounds no one can see, hold on. Like Juliane, you might be walking through your own jungle, bruised and afraid. But every step you take, no matter how small, is a step toward life. The forest doesn't last forever. Keep walking. Because the miracle isn't just that she survived the fall, it's that she kept walking until she was found. Healing Hearts, reminding you that even after the fall, you can rise. Be prosperous and share happiness.